Hello again, welcome back to Cooking with Smod. That's me, Smod. This week we have a request. I get a lot of letters, you know. I'm sorry I can't reply to all of them. This one is from a dear friend of mine, Johnny. Johnny C we call him. He's asked me every week, Smod, can you please make me some cullen skink? My wife keeps asking, I've tried it a few times and I just can't get it quite right. So Johnny, this is for you, cullen skink. Okay, we're going to start off with our ingredients. If you'd like to come over here. The base of our soup is going to start with a leek, a couple of shallots, fried in coconut oil, and also a bit of butter. This is a smoked haddock, it's undyed. So this is smoked haddock, and add to that we're going to add some diced potato and diced turnip. The turnip doesn't usually go in cullen skink, but I like to add it. And for our herbs I have fresh parsley and some bay leaves that I got from my friend Brian. Very nice. And we're going to finish it off with a bit of lemon, salt, pepper, and the whole thing is cooked in some milk and some cream. So, we'll get started. Okay, cullen skink. Cullen skink actually comes from a little town on the very north coast of Scotland called Cullen, a little fishing village. It's in Morayshire, I think. Skink kind of comes from the Gaelic, it sort of means stew, you know, it's going to be corrupted over the years. But so cullen skink is basically a fish stew from Cullen. Fish soup. So here we go, I'm going to start off with a healthy tablespoon of coconut oil. Now I love cooking with coconut oil, you can use it with everything I've said before, you know. I eat a spoonful of this every morning. Apparently it's very good for keeping your weight in order. This oil actually burns fat in the body. So anyway, I've already chopped up 2 shallots and 1 medium leek. So we'll just throw that straight into the coconut oil. And I've already forgot to put my butter. So with the coconut oil, butter as well. So 2 decent knobs of butter, coconut oil, shallots and leek. So I'm going to fry that up for about 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, that's the leek and shallot softening up nicely. What I've done with the potatoes and the turnip, I'm just going to boil them in a separate pan for a few minutes to soften them up before I add them to the soup. Right now we're going to chop the fish up. So I'm basically ripping the haddock down the middle, as so. We want a quite chunky fish, so I'm going to chop these into about 1-inch size squares. Okay, that's really going. Okay, now that's the leek and shallot softened up, I'm going to pour straight in with the milk. So this is whole milk, you know, I'd much rather use that because you get a lot more flavour from it. So I'm going to pour it all in. That's 2 pints, so it's just over 1 litre. I'll hand it in here. And to the milk, straight away I'm going to add 3 bay leaves. Now I have a little bit of vegetable stock here. You're better using fish stock obviously if you have it. I didn't have any fish cubes, I didn't make my own fish stock, so I'm just going to start off with 1 vegetable cube and see how that tastes. So straight in with that. And I'm just going to go straight in with the fish as well. Now a lot of people would say you shouldn't do this, you should cook the fish separately. You should poach it in a separate pan of milk and then add it to the soup later on. I just like one pot cooking, I like to throw everything in there and it's just done, you know. So if you look at that, it's looking good already. So I have the soup, the lentils, the bay leaves. Okay. So I'm just going to bring it up to the boil. Right, that's me brought the fish up to simmer in the milk. And I'm just going to add my turnip and potatoes, which I've just softened up a little in another pan. So they'll all go in there. Also got to add a little bit of dried parsley. We mostly use fresh, but a little bit of dried won't go astray. There we go. To that I'm going to add peas and sweetcorn also. This doesn't normally also go in cullen skink, but it's a chowder, you know, as they call it in America, and basically what it is a nice thick soup. So again, you can put anything you like in there. And also to that I'm going to add the juice of half a lemon. Just going to squeeze over my other hand to catch the seeds. There we go. And to that, a few sprinkles of salt. Now, sea salt's better. It's a seaside kind of dish. That's why I'm wearing my seaside surf shirt, my Hawaiian, a little sailor get up, a good sprinkle of fresh black pepper. Now that's just going to simmer away for about another 5 minutes and that'll be ready. Okay, now I think that's long enough. There's left me a couple of things to do here, which is I'm going to take out the bay leaves. It's a good point to remember how many bay leaves you put in. So I think it was 3, wasn't it? There's 1, 2, 3. Now, so as with all soups, I'm going to give it a little taste. Lovely. So I'm going to finish off with a little bit more butter, and I'm going to pour in roughly about half a cup of double cream. And this is just make the soup really nice and rich. Okay, that's now ready to serve. Here we are. Lovely looking. I'm just going to garnish that with a little fresh parsley and a lemon twist. There we have it. Cullen skink.